Uh, oh, hey guys. I just woke up from my nap. Man, was it a good one. I feel a lot better now. I feel so good. I think I'm gonna read some more about the Christianity thing. Cause that was pretty interesting. The last thing I remember reading was about Jesus, and that guy seemed like a pretty cool guy. Oh, it says there was a controversial claim. Is that like when people say they like Pepsi better than Coke or Coke better than Pepsi? Is that a controversy? I don't know. Let's see what it says. Oh, it says Jesus said something. It got him in a lot of trouble with some powerful people. What's it saying? Oh, it says that he claimed that Jesus said he was God in human form, and his followers called him the Son of God. His people, the Jews, didn't like this. Their religion taught them that God was non physical, almighty, even unknowable, and thus not to be confused with a mortal human being. And they said Jesus was a mortal human being and that he couldn't be God. And that bothered them. Oh, but that wasn't the worst part. There was a Roman official named Pontius Pilate, and he didn't like those words at all. He thought it meant that Jesus was ambitious and he wanted to be the king of the Jews, and he would start a rebellion against the Romans. Many followers of Jesus refused to take part in the custom of scattering incense before images of the emperor, who considered himself to be a god as well. So Pilate thought Jesus was going to start a rebellion against Rome. He wasn't going to have that. Wow. This is some interesting stuff, y'all. I want to know what happens next. It says we're about to see the birth of Christianity. It says that Pilate sentenced Jesus to death by crucifixion. What's a crucifixion? It says the Romans had many ways of publicly executing people. Sometimes they burn people alive. That's crazy, man. They unleashed wild animals on them in a stadium called the Coliseum. I remember that. That's where the gladiators fought. It says that the worst form of capital punishment was crucifixion, and it was for the worst of the criminals and those that were not Roman citizens. Oh, here it goes. It tells me what it is. Crucified people were nailed through their hands and feet to an elevated human sized cross and left there to slowly die. That sounds horrible. That sounds awful, y'all. Why would they do that to people? It says that Jesus had taught love your enemies, and they nailed him to a cross to die. And that brought Jesus even more followers after his death. He and many of his disciples became martyrs. Martyrs, people who suffered pain or death because of their beliefs. That's not right, y'all. They killed them because they believed something, and that upset people and caused them to feel compassion and devotion. So that means he got more followers after his death. That Christianity was getting bigger, and then it says there was a resurrection. What's a resurrection? It says Jesus is said to have risen from the dead 3 days after he died on the cross. So he came back to life? What? Wow. I've never heard of that before. They said it was a miracle, and the news traveled swiftly. Said people started to believe that Jesus was divine and that they themselves might have an afterlife if they followed Jesus. As the number of Christians grew, Roman officials grew more and more uneasy because this new faith seemed as powerful as they were, or maybe more powerful. I imagine so. They think this guy came back to life. That's wild, man. That's crazy. I bet that's going to cause trouble for the Christians. I bet Rome really didn't like it. So I don't know, man. I got to think about this stuff because this is crazy, man. Is this what they talk about at church? People coming back to life? That sounds like a horror movie to me. I don't know, man. I'll have to look into this some more. I got to go think. I'll see you guys later. Bye.